Oh, the prodigal son hath returned. Yes, I am back. What has it been? A little over a month? I think a little bit over a month. I am doing pleasant. I am back out of weed jail, which is, I think, why you're hearing me again, because I really only feel motivated enough to record these when I am not smoking regularly, which I will go into separately because I have my own, we'll call it, harrowing journey that I'm going through right now that I think will do some good for not only me to share, but hey, if anyone is also going through the same thing, for them to hear as well. But I'm not here to talk about that today. I'm here to talk about video games because I love video games. It's my main passion in life. Play so much of everything. Really, anything that catches my eye, I will play. For example, the gameplay that I'm going to be having in the background, I think I'm going to be planning to have Civ 6, which could not be in greater contrast to what I'm going to be discussing, which with what you're hearing, which is going to be a marathon. I'm going to be talking about the marathon server slam. Uh, I was not ever a big extraction shooter enjoyer. Tarkov was only a PC thing before I had a PC. Um, I'm still not particularly interested in Tarkov. It seems a little too realism for me. But it was on PC, so when it first came out, so I was never really able to jump on the initial wave of people that were playing that. Arc Raiders was cool, but I couldn't really get into it. I thought it was nice. The experience with friends was cool. This is when it just had released, by the way. I haven't really played it recently, so of course it could have gotten better, but it didn't do enough while I was playing it to really get me. Is the point I was making. However, the marathon server slam, and I think this is contrary to what the public opinion to this game is, because I feel like a lot of people really want to hate this game, and I totally understand it. Uh, I'm a Destiny veteran. I stopped playing Destiny because Bungie killed it for Marathon, and so I can understand the emotions from that side of things. The not Destiny crowd hating this game. I'm not really sure what the deal is, but I guess bringing it all back to the central point here, I really enjoyed the server slam for Marathon. I really only got to experience enough to have an opinion on the solo experience. So I'll really only be discussing that and then a little bit of my other thoughts about some other shit. But most of my playtime, I think I played for I would have to check the Steam, but we'll say I played for 10 hours throughout the 2 days or 3 days that I was playing. That's probably a little much. Probably we'll say closer, like six or eight. I'm not gonna say no. I was about to nope, 6 or 8. Uh, 6 or 8 hours, and I came away from it wanting to play more, and I was really sad when I got back on Monday and the server slam had ended and I wasn't able to keep playing. So where where does that come from? Why am I suddenly drawn to this? I think I'll start by talking about the aesthetic. I think the art style actually does a lot of heavy lifting to get me invested in the first place. I really dig the art style of Marathon. I think that the for the Destiny players, the deep stone crypt kind of aesthetic everywhere is something that Bungie is really good at, and I very much dig the like long lost cousins of humanity kind of vibe that you get from the architecture and the perimeter and the dire marsh. We haven't seen Outpost, so I don't really have any thoughts on that. But the as far as like aesthetic goes, from like the shells to the weapons to the map design, super intriguing, at least to me. From the outside looking in, like that was the main thing that got me to even want to invest myself in it in the first place. So I think that is an interesting thing, right? Art style can go a long way. I think that it can both work and I think it can both hurt. I'm absolutely positive that there are people that look at Marathon and look at the way that it looks and are immediately off put and will go back to Arc Raiders or Tarkov. That is totally fine. I'm just saying there's probably a dichotomy to that. going into like gameplay and like how I was enjoying it, I'm going to be talking about the solo experience, like I said. Specifically with the assassin shell, I didn't really try out any of the other shells during solo. I didn't try rook. I feel like the assassin shell kind of quintessentially played to the solo playstyle with what I was going for, at least. So that was what my main experience with the gameplay was. So just keep this in mind as I explain things. So the solo experience, wow, it was super cool to experience like having someone else be at the same POI, but you not knowing where they were for the first time. That feeling of like locking in to the nth degree is something that I had really not ever experienced before, which is crazy because I used to play Siege relatively seriously, and uh, Siege kind of, I guess, evolved into more of a TDM meta as the years went on. But like the feeling of the 1v1 and you're not sure where the other person is, and so your senses are heightened. Your eyes and your ears are hypersensitive, looking for anything out of the ordinary. Like you're the the the, like the predator eyes, like the predator instincts of your eyes looking for like quick quick misshapes out of place, right? Like so instinctively humans are really good at noticing things fly past their eyes really fast or something. So like if I threw a marker across your field of vision, you would notice it, right? And you would maybe not be able to make out the details, right? But you would notice the marker flying across your screen in the distance. That is what I'm saying. Like, so your instincts get toned up to 11. Your ears start to pick up on literally everything. Your eyes go into hypersensitivity mode where you're not only scanning what's in front of you, but you're subconsciously scanning literally everything. Your peripherals, you're looking at depth, the windows, seeing if you can see somebody in a floor or something. That experience, I think, was quintessential to me finding enjoyment out of the solo experience. Squads, I fucking doubt that that will ever be a thing that happens. Especially only in like specific use cases where it's like two squads of full assassins trying to track each other down. But like the solo experience of being in a place, not knowing where the other person is, and but having knowledge that you're both looking for each other is awesome. That feeling was super cool every time that it happened. The the heightening of your senses, the locking in, and the needing to pay attention to everything is something that I very much enjoyed doing. And I enjoyed being forced to do it too. A lot of the times, people like death in marathon, especially solo, happens so fast. So I think that definitely takes some getting used to. You just kind of have to get used to the fact that like you're gonna get caught with your pants down eventually, and at some point you're gonna die instantly by someone who has been watching you this whole time. But it has been a enjoyable experience to experience that, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The I can think of there are many instances where I was invisible and stabbed someone, but there was one where I forget where I was, but there was a building. And I knew someone was following me because I had walked into there. I had walked into the building invisible, and or I forget what had happened. I'd walked into the building without setting off anything, and behind me I heard like the arc turret like going like, "Hey, there's someone here, but I'm not sure who." And so I heard that, walked up the stairs, turned invisible, and then sat like around the corner like a fucking serial killer. And so I was like standing in the corner like a demon, waiting for this guy to like follow me up the stairs. He does, follows me up the stairs, and he's looking out the window. And as soon as he gets enough separation, I finally get enough room to like walk up to him and get up behind him. And bless this guy's heart, out of the out of the ether as my invisibility is ending, this guy looks behind him, and just out of the nothingness, I appear 2 inches from his face with a fucking knife heading straight for his cranium. And if that had happened to me, I'd probably have my soul exit my body. So that was both a like I was laughing afterwards, but I was like, holy shit, that guy must have been so scared. So experiences like that, what I'm trying to say is experiences like that are super cool and aren't really replicatable in Arc Raiders. Maybe to an effect in Tarkov, but I don't really know of like a cloaking device in Arc Raiders. You know, correct me if I'm wrong. Um, but the point I'm trying to make is the solo experience for Marathon was super fun. I don't really have an opinion on the squad experience because I didn't get to really play it enough. But uh, TDK, while fast, I think I need keep in mind that everyone is running around with the worst of the worst shields, and so eventually, like naturally, people are going to be dying fast with the lowest amount of shields and stuff. Um, but the solo experience is a tense. You're always in danger. I think that it's interesting to have a constant worry that you're gonna get shot in the back. I never experienced that before, so uh, that was super cool to kind of have this realization of like, oh, I kind of need to be more careful about if I'm being followed and like closing doors behind you and stuff to give yourself early audio warnings. So all these things are very, very, very cool. Again, I'm sure that in other extraction shooters, these are replicated in various different ways, but for the purpose of today's video, I think again, Marathon was an enjoyable experience. Guns were all cool. Shotguns felt really good. That's you'll hear that from every Bungie veteran. If they ever release a game with a bad feeling shotgun, the company is truly dead if they're not dead already. But yeah, no, I left the server slam excited to play the main game, which I was not anticipating, and it was a pleasant surprise for sure. Uh, as for the squad experience, again, didn't really get to experience that, so I don't really know how many people are going to be watching this, but like, if you're going to be a marathon enjoyer, I could really just people to play with. And of course, I could probably use Discord and whatnot, but uh, if I can shoot your shot while you're here, you know what I mean? Well, while I have you here, I might as well. But yeah, so the solo experience was fine. I have no opinion on the squad experience. What little I did have of a full squad with people, it was fine, but I did not get to play enough with a full team to really get to see the intricacies of what like a 3v3 looks like or what having people experienced on different shells is like. But yeah, I think that'll conclude us for today. Hit you with a nice little 13-minute sit down after disappearing for a little over a month. I don't really want this channel to be like a serious dump of serious topics where I only talk about things that matter and can affect the world. I'm a video game player. I fucking love video games, and I have a lot of funny things happen to me. And I think that if I share the funny things, that other people could find them funny. And I think that's kind of where the main motivation comes from. Uh, before I let you go, I guess Ghost of Tsushima, like uh, I played well away, and that was so fun. And I had so many funny moments where I wish I was recording, of like when you call your horse and he appears behind you, but if you so like one of the first time it had happened to me where I like crawled out of a cave and then whistled for Nobu, and then he just shows up behind me like right out of the cave entrance. Like, how the fuck did you even get over here? Like that stuff. And then also there's a bunch of really funny aura farming moments that went wrong because I was playing on the hardest difficulties, so I would be like putting away my sword or some shit, and then some random guy would appear off screen and just fucking hack me once and I'd die, which was funny. So like to that effect, I wish I was recording that stuff, but it's either here nor there. I guess the point I'm trying to make is what I want this to be is a collection of yes, some topics I guess that I feel like I need to discuss every now and then that pertain to like my well-being and getting better. But also, I do have fun playing video games, and I would love to share the fun while playing it. Uh, yeah, so like you're gonna be getting some more. I don't know. Maybe yeah, I'm not gonna say you are. You're maybe gonna be getting some gameplay stuff if I ever. I need to get to a point where I actually want to record something though. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be like going out of my way to like record gameplay for something. Like I want to be actually motivated to record something, not just to be doing it to do it. You know. So with that being said, now that I've kept you here for 15, coming on 16 minutes, you're free. I appreciate you sitting by. Again, if you're going to be a marathon enjoyer, let me know because I could use people to play with. Have a great rest of your day. You're going to be fine, whatever you're going through. Believe me, I thought I wasn't going to be fine for a while. And uh, I think it would be fine now. So you're going to be fine. Things are going to work out. All right. Peace. Have a good one.